So here are the steps to sending out your personalized link. Number one, you want to create a dialogue with the prospect. We say that you want to care before you share. I always like asking them a little questions to catch up, maybe about their family, maybe about their work. Why I love those two topics is because if I ask how their family is doing, a lot of times they might even come back and tell me, well, so and so's dealing with this health condition, or not so good because this person found out that they had diabetes, or this person with this and that. And again, that gives me something I can come back and talk about. And I can also talk to them about their work, how their work's going. And sometimes you'll get some negative response about that, how they, are tired of their situation. They wish they could find something else, so on and so forth. Gives you great information, but also shows you that you care about the person before you share. Number two, before sending your link, you implement a strategy called if I would you. What this means is you will have something of value, and you are only willing to give that to the person if they're willing to do something back in return. So what you say is, if I sent you a link that had all the details about what we're doing, would you take the time today to listen to it? Or would you take the time today to watch it? If I would you. And this is a key ingredient. Before I send them any information, I want to get their affirmative. I want to get their yes, that they would be able to listen to it if I sent it to them. If I have something of value, if I have a link that has all the details about what I'm doing, would you take the time today to watch it? Once they say yes, now it is as simple as copy, paste, send. You copy one of your links. I recommend the yoursitename.teamfusionlifestyle.com. You paste it in any type of medium that you want to send it over, whether it's text message, Facebook Messenger, LinkedIn, email. I don't recommend email so much, but if you have to, that is an option. And you paste that and you send it over to your prospect. Now this next step is very important. You're going to want to make a note, jot this down, put a star next to it. Make sure you do this because this is critical to the entire process. After you send the link, you want your prospect to know that they're going to have to enter some information in order to watch the webinar, but not to worry that that information just comes over to you. And so it's very important to, in the text message or the message that you send, or in the following message, that I simply let them know that. I just say, hey, listen, you're going to have to enter some information. Don't worry, that information just comes over to me. This is so imperative because if you don't do this and they see that they're going to have to enter some information, they think it goes to some third party, they're going to get spammed, all this different things, and that's not the case. It simply goes into your back office so that you know that they actually watched it, and you get the text message alert as well. So let them know that, prepare them, and they'll have no problem entering their information so they can get the details on the webinar. Would you like to see a real life example? I'm going to show you some real life prospecting examples using right now my favorite medium, Facebook. But before I do, let me give you a little analogy of the mindset that I have when prospecting. When first starting to prospect, most people take on the mindset of a hunter. Their mission is to get as many people as possible to join their team, and they aggressively go after that. Now, although I like when people aggressively go after their goals, there's one major flaw to this mindset. What happens when any creature feels hunted? That's right, they run away. So the main issue with this mindset is that your prospects begin to run from you. Instead of having a mindset of a hunter, the most successful prospectors and recruiters think of prospecting like fishing. Fishing takes patience. It's all about luring in the fish by attracting it, doing whatever you can not to scare it away. In fact, even allowing it to take a little bit of nibbles here and there before it bites the entire hook and before it sets the hook where you can pull it in and get your fish. I'm going to show you how you should have the same fishing mentality when prospecting for distributors. We have a script that we use for sending out links. You can find this script on our Team Fusion launch document. I think of this script as the hook that we use in prospecting. This script or hook does a great job to catch the prospect's attention and lead them to see a presentation. It simply says, I'm part of a new business that is creating passive income for myself and others. We use an online marketing platform to build the business. What we've done is merged online marketing with network marketing in an automated recruiting process, making it very simple to find people that want to build a business. Because of this platform, we essentially don't talk to anyone who doesn't want to talk to us first. This little catchphrase is the hook. But just like in fishing, you don't want to just throw your hook at a fish. You want to put the proper bait on it, and you want to make sure that you attract the fish or the prospect to your hook. Now, just like there's different type of fish that you have to use different type of bait to attract, the same thing with people. There's different types of personalities, different types of things that people like, different types of people, that sometimes we have to use different type of bait to attract them. And we have that available with our tool Kyani Social and Kyani Viral because we have so many different types of links. For example, for professional network marketers, anyone who's been in the industry of direct sales or network marketing, then the bait that you probably want to use, we call it the info call. It's your site name .stoptherock.com/info call. That would probably be the best link or bait for you to use with that type of individual. For maybe an older crowd, 40 years old or higher, or maybe just people that are more to the point as far as their personality, you might want to use the Scott Bolch webinar, which is your site name .kyaniviral.com/webinar. That just kind of gets straight to the point. Or maybe if you are dealing with a younger generation, 18 to 40, or just maybe a more outgoing type of personality, or anyone who likes to drive around a free car, which could really include all age ranges, but more of personality type. For that group, you want to use our Team Fusion link, which is your site name .teamfusionlifestyle.com. Let me show you some real life examples. So this first example I want to show you is a longtime friend that I haven't spoke to in years. He reached out to me on Facebook and he simply just said, "Long time no see. Since the good old days, how have you been?" And I replied, said, "Living the dream, man. How have you been, man?" Again, I want to show them that I care before I share. I don't want to just jump down their throat and say, "Man, you got to see what I'm doing right now." And so he returned and said, "I've been doing great. I finally left such and such a company after 9 years." And I just said, "Wow, yeah, they have a way of keeping people." And I just kind of busted his chops a little bit, said, "You're probably going to end up going back to them, LOL." So again, I'm just doing a conversation. I'm just creating a dialogue with this person. At no point yet am I shoving the information down their throat. I'm not a hunter, I'm a fisher. And I'm going to attract them to want to learn more about what I'm doing. So when creating a dialogue with a prospect, your main goal is to draw that person out, to really find out some of the hot buttons with that person. And the best way to draw someone out is to ask questions. So you're going to notice that I ask a lot of questions through this process. Kenny mentioned that he was a regional sales director and that the company had him traveling way too much. He said, "I'll never go back. I'm looking for something different." So right there, he gave me a little gold nugget. The fact that he really doesn't want to have to travel required all the time. But I asked a question. I said, "How long ago did you leave?" He said, "A few months ago." And then he mentioned being glad they never signed a non-compete. And I mentioned to him, I said, "Yeah, you should probably completely get out of the industry." So what I'm doing here is I'm giving him some suggestive speech. I'm planting the seed of an idea into his mind so that I could later draw upon that. He said, "I want to. I'm not sure what to look for." So right here, he's again giving me some more information, and someone who's brand new could easily say, "Well, I got something for you," and send them the link, shoot the hook at the fish. I think it's a little early here. I want to attract the person. I want to draw the person. I don't want to just shoot the hook at them so that they get nervous and scared and run away. So I continue asking questions. I asked, "What do you enjoy doing?" He said, "I enjoy managing salespeople and selling. That's all I really know." That and dogs. And LOL, and I did a little LOL back. And then he says, "I like to be able to work from home so I can do my dog thing and be with my wife and kids. But that's almost impossible." Wow, did he really say he wants to work from home? tried to pull in the hook at that point, but I don't think the fish is ready to bite yet. I'm going to ask a few more questions. So I said, what are you doing now? For the last 2 months. He said, spending time with family. He had some money saved up, and they just had their second son on the 22nd. So he's been helping out with the son, and he said the company he was working with had him traveling 3 weeks straight out of the month. So I congratulated him, and he thanked me, and he mentioned, do you know of anyone in your circle looking for people? Not time to pull the hook in yet. And so I tease him a little bit. I say, not really. I haven't looked for a job in years. See what I'm doing here? A little bit of, taking that bait, wiggling the worm, so to speak. And then I come back. I say, what you want isn't impossible. I've worked from home for years now, and I make more money than I could ever dream of. I tried to send a second message, but he beat me to it. Before I could even tell him that he could find something out there, he just had to look hard enough and keep his mind open. He responded, really? What do you do? So I said, I'm in health and nutrition, and then I said internet and online marketing. And then he asked a question. He nibbled a little bit. He said, are you guys hiring? Obviously showing that he's interested in seeing what I do. Did you feel that little tug on the line? Some people may have pulled in the hook, tried to hook it at that point. I think it's a 50-50 shot. See, I'm a professional. This ain't the first time I've ever fished. I know that I really want to make sure that that prospect, that fish, got a full grasp on the hook before I pull it in. So I continue. I say, it's not a job. I will never work a job again. It's modern day slavery. Talking about a job is modern day slavery. Now, I might have taken it a little far here, mostly because I truly want to make sure that the person that I'm recruiting is the right person, because I don't have a lot of time. I have so many people on the team. Now, if I was brand new, I probably wouldn't have gone that far because I would have wanted to set the hook sooner. But apparently my friend Kenny was the right type of person, because he said after that, give me the goods. So he wants to find out what this is all about. So now it's time for me to set the hook. I said, I can send you a link that explains what I do. It's a link to a 20-minute webinar. If I send you this link, would you take the time to watch it today? Remember, if I sent you this link, would you take the time to watch it today? He said, I'm sure I'll be able to. Got him. Now I send the link. So I said, okay, here's the link, and I sent my link, which is iwillwin.teamfusionlifestyle.com. I thought that would be the best bait for him. And then I follow up, as always, saying, when you click on step 4, you're going to need to register to watch the 20-minute webinar by entering your name, number, and email. Don't worry, that information just comes over to me. Do you get the idea of how this works? No two people will do this exactly the same, but as long as you understand the steps. Number 1, create a dialogue. It's a lot different than just blasting out this link to people. That's definitely something that I don't do. I create a little bit of a dialogue. Care before I share. Then I always do, if I would you. If I sent you a link with some information, would you take the time to watch it? That's where I'm setting the hook. And when they say yes, you know they bit it. If they said no, then you didn't really set it up quite well. And of course, you can learn from it and try to get a little bit better. And maybe the next time when you ask that question, if I would you, they'll bite on it. But if they say yes, you know you did it right. They bit on it. And now you can let the system, the link, do the work to reel in that fish to the presentation. Here's another example. Let's just see if you can see how I use the right bait an attraction to set the hook. So this is a friend named Roger, and I reach out to him. I say, "Hey Roger, what's up? How's it been? What you been up to these days?" And he said, "Hey Dana, it's been a long time. I'm in bail bonds industry and marketing companies." And I said, "Yeah, it has been. That's great." I asked him, "Are you still in California?" He said, "Yes, sir." He's in the LA Valley area. Then he asked me, "What are you doing these days?" Normal question when you ask somebody what they're doing. I said I'm working on some international business projects in health and wellness industry. Now I used international because I know from watching his Facebook page that he recently went to Dubai. So I changed gears here and said, "How was Dubai?" He said it was amazing. And then he brings it back to business. He says, and Dubai is looking for anything in health. It demands a market now. Uh, he says, so tell me about your products and services. So here he's biting on my bait a little bit. I said, yes, I know. My mentor lives in Dubai. He says, wow. So he says, let's network. I say, well, are you planning on going back anytime soon? He said he wishes. He asked if I was going to go or planning to go to Dubai. I said maybe at the end of the year. And then we start talking about the weather right now in Dubai. Just again, it's just small talk. And we chat a little bit more about the weather. And then I let him know that I'm going to be driving, that I'll have to get back to him later because I need, or I don't like to text and drive. There is no strategy behind this, really. I was really driving and I didn't really want to text, so I wanted to wait till I got home to finish the conversation. So that's not a strategy. That was just something that I did in this particular conversation. So once I got home, I reached back out to him and apologized for taking so long to get back. He said it was all good. And so then I said, so I picked up right where I left off. I said, so I was going to send you some information about my company, right? And he said, yes, sir. So again, prepare to bite that hook. And so, but I let him know first I wanted to show him a little bit about our marketing system. I set that up because he was asking about the products, and I felt best for him to show him the business side of things. I said we create an online marketing platform that automates the business building process. It essentially makes it so that we don't have to talk to anyone that doesn't want to talk to us first. There's the hook once again. So then I just kept following the script that's found in the launch document. After really setting the hook, letting them know that we have an online marketing platform. People don't have to talk to us unless, or we don't have to talk to people unless they want to talk to us first. I sent my link. And then, as always, followed up with, at a certain point, you will need to register for the 20-minute recorded webinar by entering your name, number, and email. Don't worry, that information just comes over to me. See, same thing, same hook that you find in the launch document. Okay, let me show you what happened next. So about 15 minutes later, I received a text message showing that Roger had actually logged in to the system. I got his number, his email, and it showed that he came through the Team Fusion Lifestyle funnel. Then you can also find this exact same information in your Kyani Viral back office. If you log into kyaniviral.com/admin and you come over to the Prospect tab and click on Active Prospect, this will show you a list of all the individuals that have gone through the different funnels, through the different links that you sent out. And here you go. Here's Roger, his information, showing that he went through the funnel. I got his phone number. I got his email address. I can see exactly where he is in the world in Burbank, California. Over here to the right, I can see that he has watched the entire webinar. I can see he came in through the Team Fusion Lifestyle funnel, and I can see the date and time that he initially visited my link in my funnel. Also, Roger, at the end of the presentation, clicked on the booking request, and so I got an email with a booking to book a time for a free one-on-one consultation. Now, the reason I received this booking request is because when it came to the Schedule Once account that I had all of you set up earlier, I put my own account in there so that anyone who comes through my leads books an appointment directly with me. So this, for a new person, may not be the case. You probably will set up one of your leaders to do that. But if you're somebody who feels confident to speak and answer questions, feel free to go ahead and book your own Schedule Once and put yourself in there, or be the leader for your team and set that up for your team as well. Instructions on how to set up a Schedule Once account can be found in your Kyani Social back office, or you can speak to one of your uplines or sponsors on how to do that. So once Roger saw the presentation, he responded and said, "Wow." And I responded and said, I got your booking request. I'll call you tomorrow at the time that he booked." And he said, "Okay." And typically at this point, if you're not doing the booking or not receiving the booking request yourself, when you see that the person actually watched it, you'll want to respond out back to them, or they'll respond to you and just simply say, "Hey, I saw that you saw the presentation. Would you like more information?" And that way, if they haven't booked an appointment, you can set that up with one of your upline leaders, or they might let you know that they've already booked an appointment through the booking request system. But there's one more step if you want to increase your chances that this prospect will join your team. Do you remember what it is? Remember earlier that I taught that your goal is to take a prospect from information technology to environment association. Remember, information technology is you sending the links, them getting information online from the comfort of their home or their computer or their smartphone. That's simple, that's easy, it's what people want to do. But that's only the first step if you truly want that person to become a distributor. You want to then, once they've done that, transition them into environment association. You want them to get around actual live individuals so they can get the social proof and they can feel the sense of community of being a part of the team. This is exactly what I did with Roger. A few days after speaking with him, I sent him a message to promote the Monday night team call because I wanted to transition him from information technology to environment association. I said, "Hey man, I wanted to update you about something very exciting. Tonight at 6 p.m. Cali time, there's going to be a very special conference call with some special announcements and training from the creator of the Done For You model and an incredible team leader guest speaker. You should definitely do all you can to listen into as much of the call as you can. Trust me, it will be very worth your time. Even if you can only get on for the first 5 minutes, you'll be very impressed hearing all the hundreds of people logging in from around the U.S. to get this information. Can you jump on the call tonight?" See, what I did here was I wanted to promote this very special event. I didn't want to tell him this happens every Monday. I wanted to let him know that tonight was special. And I tried to sell the small piece because sometimes people will come back, "Well, I'm busy, I'm at work, this and that." But if I found it very successful to say, "Hey, even if you can only get on for the first 5 minutes," because what happens is if you can sell just 5 minutes, when they get on, the call will make them want to stay on for 20 minutes. Or stay on for the entire amount of the call. And so this is, again, transitioning. And this is one example of transitioning from information technology to environment association. He responded, "Sure, what's the number?" After that, I sent him the dial-in number for the Monday night team call and the access code. One more example I want to show you is an example of somebody who reached out to me because of watching my Facebook page, seeing the different posts that I posted. So this is a good lesson in making sure that you are doing things on your Facebook post publicly that attracts people. Again, throwing out bait left and right to attract people. This is not saying that you're always posting about the business. In fact, I believe that you should have an 80-20 rule or a 90-10 rule. 80% of your posts or 90% of your posts should be about lifestyle, about personal things, whereas 10% or 20% of the max should be specific about your business. So out of the blue, I got a private message from a buddy named Bill, and he said, "Hey man, tell me about these meetings and stuff you keep posting." And so because he was coming to me, I didn't have to really spend a lot of time building a dialogue. So I just said, "Sure, buddy. I'm part of an 8-year-old company owned by 2 billionaires. This is just launching in the U.S. It merges online marketing and direct sales, automating the sales and recruiting process online, making it very simple to build a business. In essence, we don't talk to anyone that doesn't want to talk to us first. I can send you some info to check it out if you like." And he said, "Yes, please." And he sent me his email address. So he bit the hook, and the bait that I chose was the Team Fusion link. So I said, "Go to this link," and I gave him my iwillwin.teamfusionlifestyle.com. And as always, I followed up with, when you get to step 4, it will ask you to enter some information, name, number, and email. Don't worry, that information just comes over to me. You see the repetition here? It's really, once you get to a certain point, it's the same thing. I also told him I will email you the same link, but I like to send on Facebook as a backup because most emails with links go to your junk mail folder. And the reason I just said that is because he sent me his email, implying that he wanted me to email it to him. I really don't like emailing the links, so if someone does, I will email it to him, but I will always also send it to him some other way, like Facebook Messenger or text message. So now that you've confirmed that your prospect has watched the online webinar, it's time for you to follow up with them. A very effective first step you can take is to add them to our Team Fusion secret Facebook page. If you are already a member of our secret Facebook page, you simply go here and click on Add and find the person on Facebook to add them to our secret Facebook page. If you are attempting to add someone from your cell phone, simply find the Team Fusion Facebook page from your cell phone and click on the banner here, and it will open up a new section where you can then add the member by clicking here. Adding a prospect to our Team Fusion page after they've seen the webinar is a huge step in the follow-up process, because basically the page does the follow-up for you. Every single day, your prospect will see on their news feed more and more success of our team, and they'll be more and more convinced that this is a good idea for them to join the team. The next step in the follow-up is to send your prospect to our Team Fusion Lifestyle YouTube page. In fact, you can even encourage them to subscribe to the channel so they can stay up to date with the new recordings. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, for your time and attention and joining us on this quick start training. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you at the top.